It's been raining for weeks now. I don't know why I could just not sleep last night. Maybe it was the moon keeping me up. Maybe it was the fact that I'm scared about being alone here this winter. I'm scared when it starts to snow. But I guess I won't be alone this winter because I have you, huh? Yes. We're gonna get through it.
It's the end of November now, and the daylight is disappearing fast. As we get closer to the shortest day of the year, so much of our time is spent in the darkness. And there's something about that darkness that feels like a pause. It invites us to turn inwards, to slow down, to sit with ourselves and really look at our life and the direction we're moving in. I don't know, I've started to feel and see the darkness as kind of a sacred space where the world gets quiet and there's nothing pulling at your attention, and you can finally hear your own thoughts. Spending time alone in the dark can be very healing as we move into winter, because it helps us reconnect with ourselves in a way that's easy to avoid during the louder and brighter seasons. The dark gives us permission to rest, to process, and to release whatever we've been carrying, you know? And as it gets colder outside, now's the time to develop new habits that will carry us through these winter months. For me, that is focusing more on the projects that I often don't have time for in the summer. I feel like winter slows life down in a way that gives us room to focus and to be more intentional about how we spend our days.
I woke up early this morning and decided to walk up here to the top of the mountain. And it was raining when I left, but then it stopped raining and the fog came in. And you guys, look at this. It is like the most magical thing I've ever seen in my whole life. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh, and it's like so silent. Like you cannot hear anything. Woo!
I want to tell you all the story of something that took me 8 months to make. So back in early spring, when the wildflowers began to scatter across this valley, I wandered through these mountains and gathered baskets full of wild rose petals, bright and pink and fragrant. Their scent stayed on my hands long after I'd laid them out to dry. And then the spring slowly faded to summer, and the garden came alive. This year, I focused a lot of my energy on growing herbs that were healing, like calendula, echinacea, and chamomile. And every afternoon when the blossoms were open and full, I would walk out to the garden and gather a basket full of them. Then I would bring them inside and spread them out to dry, and then place them into jars besides the roses from the spring. And then summer slowly faded to autumn, and the wild rose hips began to bloom all over this valley. So again, I went out with my basket and collected as many as I could fit, and I found the best and biggest rose hips this year down by the river, plump and bright and full of seeds. And then I would wander home and lay them out to dry as well. And by September, I finally had everything I'd been gathering for months. And I emptied all the dried roses, the calendula, the chamomile, and the rose hips into a large glass jar and covered them with organic jojoba oil. And then I let them rest together for 3 full months. And now at the end of November, it's finally ready to bottle. And I share this story with you guys because I feel like it's a reminder to me of what it really feels like to be patient. How the best things in life rarely happen all at once. They are almost always a result of small steps taken over and over, long before you see any kind of outcome. We live in a world where everything is built around instant gratification. If we want something, we can usually get it within minutes. If we're bored, we can scroll on our phones. If we're uncomfortable, we distract ourselves. There's always some quick fix or shortcut waiting for us. But as I've felt the satisfaction of 8 months of creating this oil, I've really realized that I think life works the same way. The things that actually matter, the things that last, usually come from patience and consistency. Not instant gratification. Real growth and real change inside of ourselves is built slowly. It comes from showing up again and again, even when it feels like nothing is happening. And I don't know, I think that that's the part that we forget. We want the final result, but we overlook the long amount of time and steps that make the result possible. But that struggle, that time of trying to reach a goal, that's where growth happens. And if we had everything that we wanted right now in this moment, I think life wouldn't be so much fun anymore, you know? Real, true joy comes from contrast. A moment only feels good because of everything it took to get there. Finally reaching something feels meaningful because we remember the days when we weren't even close. And if everything happened instantly, life would feel flat and dull and predictable, you know? Something else I've been trying to do every day that makes me feel so alive is get into cold water. And today I made an herbal tea blend for my hair. I used rosemary, fenugreek, chamomile, and wild rose. During the winter, my hair can get really dry, and this herbal blend can help bring moisture back without it being too heavy.
So after my daily river bath, I like to spray my face with this rose water that I made. I actually distilled this from fresh roses that I grew in the garden this year. And my oil, which took me 9 months to make, but I feel like it's been really helping my skin. Nature is the best medicine. Another thing that has been really helping my skin lately is red light, which is why I'm super excited to partner with Foreo as the sponsor of today's video. So the past couple of years, I have been really breaking out on my skin, and it has made my self-confidence go so low, and I was trying everything to fix it. I changed my diet, bought a bunch of skincare stuff, and nothing was working. And then around like 5 months ago, maybe 6 months ago now, I bought the Foreo red light mask, and it completely transformed my skin. I'm not kidding. It made my breakouts go almost completely away. I mean, this is what my skin looks like without any makeup on it, and it just looks so much better. So basically what red light is it just helps your skin work the way it's meant to work. It boosts collagen, it smooths fine lines, it evens out skin tone, and I feel like for me it just overall made my skin look more radiant and alive. So you can use my code Paige35 to get 35% off. Additionally, on top of their sale, so that's up to 50% off right now, which is a great deal. Just click the link in the description and go check it out. Okay, so today is officially the day that I'm going to dig up my sweet potatoes. I planted these things back in the spring. Actually, I started these slips back in like February. So this has been like a long awaited day. I've been dreaming of growing sweet potatoes for years now, and I don't know if they grew very well, to be honest. I'm not finding that many in here. Whoa! Oh my goodness! Look at this!
So back in October, I harvested the sweet potatoes that I had been growing all season in the garden. And it was such a big harvest. I ended up with baskets full of sweet potatoes, and lately, I have been trying to think of ways to use them. I love sweet potatoes so much. They have such an incredible, rich, caramely flavor. This morning, I roasted some of them and then mashed it up and put it into a sweet fermented dough. I have been experimenting a lot with these cinnamon rolls recipes because I'm getting ready to start a small bakery next spring. I know I talked about this last week, but my plan this winter is to really figure out exactly what I'm gonna sell, make sure all of the recipes that I have are perfect. I think it would be really cool to incorporate some of the things I'm growing in the garden into my bakery items. Like these sweet potato cinnamon rolls would be a fun thing to offer for sale. And something that I have really come to love about this colder time of year is just how simple life becomes. Nothing needs to be rushed right now. We can spend an afternoon or a long Saturday baking cinnamon rolls, and there's no pressure or stress to be anywhere to do anything else. That's the thing about summer, is that I do kind of feel this pressure constantly to be doing things, to be taking advantage of the warmth. But in winter, I don't feel that pressure, you know? I think I feel a little bit more present in my life, just being content in this moment, not needing to be anywhere because this moment is all there really is. I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to convince myself that I like this season. I mean, I do in some ways, of course I do, but it's just that winter here is so isolating, and I'm nervous about that part of it. And I don't know, I guess sometimes I find myself questioning my life here. You know, I love living here, but it is just so isolating and so lonely at times. And that can be really hard. And maybe it's kind of hard for me to even admit that, you know? It's hard to admit our own weakness in life. I'd love to sit here and be like so zen about being alone, you know what I mean? But I'm not. And that's just the truth of it. So right now I'm just making some lentil soup. I have been eating so much soup these days. I feel like it's just so great because it's warm, it's hydrating, it's full of vegetables. I love soup. I feel like it's my favorite food group. Is it a food group? I don't know. And I guess I just want to remind you all to be kind to yourself this season. It's easy to think that we should keep moving at the same pace as summer. But this time of year, it's super important to prioritize rest, to sit with ourselves in the quiet. But that can be hard to do, especially for people like me who are doers and have a hard time slowing down. So as I remind myself of these words every day, I also remind you to remember to be gentle with yourself. You're not meant to move and do all year long. And sometimes the kindest thing you can do is to let yourself soften and move slower, and to trust that brighter days are on their way. Anyways, you guys, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you all next week. Okay, bye-bye.